Hey, thanks for tuning into the channel today. God bless you. Today is Thursday, April 18th. I mean, we're three quarters way through April, but hey, the weather's good so far. No big storms, and the flowers are beginning to grow. The grass is turning green, and I'm looking forward to a great summer. Again, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you have not subscribed to Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy already, I need you to hit that subscribe button. And I want to thank you in advance. Now, for everyone who's already subscribed, hey, God bless you. I mean, hey, man, we are on and popping. I mean, we've gained about 14 new people in the last week. We've had a great week and a half already. I'm thankful. Hey, for those who joined us, thank you, thank you, thank you. And those who haven't, hey, come on board. Come on. Let's grow this channel. Hey, YouTube is big. The world is big. Join me because I bring you spiritual wisdom from God. I bring you political insight, and I'm bringing you awareness of what's going on in our culture, using all of this, couching all this with a spiritual backdrop. Okay, so I'm bringing you some information, some resources that are going to be beneficial to you, your family, those around you. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, let me tell you what we're talking about today. Oh boy, today should be really interesting. We're talking about Stephen A. Smith calling out the Democrats. Stephen A. Smith calling out the Democrats. Now, I think Stephen A. says he's a libertarian, which means, they want less government. They're for individual freedom. Hey, everybody do what they want to do. Government is just stay out of your way, protect your rights, and all that. So he says he's not a conservative. He's not a liberal. He's just, libertarian. He's somewhere in the mushy middle. But nevertheless, he does, in my mind, I think he's trying to play both ends against the middle. He's coming out and kind of leaning Trump way just in case Trump wins, so he better move in that circle because he's one of these social butterflies. He tries to be everywhere. Having that big stage with ESPN and on First Take, and then of course doing his own show, Stephen A. Smith show. But I did record some of the things he said, and I mean, to be honest with you, some of the stuff he said was true. So we're gonna take a couple of minutes to just view it. He's calling out the Democrats because he says they know they can't beat Trump fairly. So they're using tactics. They're using the court system. They're using the bully pulpit. They're using the justice system to manipulate rules and laws to try to stranglehold Trump. I'm not going to use my words. I'm going to, take a few minutes in each little section. We're going to take a few sections at a time and show you, or let you hear rather, what Stephen A. Smith says regarding this issue. So let me go ahead and move myself out of the way and let you hear Stephen A. Smith for a minute in his own words. So let's just take a minute to listen to this.
The world of politics. I don't know if you noticed or not, but jury selection began today in the New York courtroom, where former President Donald Trump is fighting 34 felony charges. The counts allege Trump falsified business records to cover up a $130,000 hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels in a run-up to the 2016 presidential election. If convicted, the charges could land the presumptive Republican presidential nominee in prison. Prosecutors allege Trump reimbursed his former lawyer Michael Cohen for the payment, falsely labeling the checks as legal services and concealing a federal election law violation. Of course, Trump has pleaded not guilty to the charges. To understand where I'm coming.
Okay, now let me say something. Let me say something. For many people, they don't understand what the word alleged means. It means someone said you did something. Now they have to prove you did something. Alleged means someone thinks you did something or believes you did something, they have to prove it. So many people out there right now acting as if all these different cases that are brought against Donald Trump have been proven without a doubt. No, that's why you go to court. And of course, many like myself know these are bogus charges. They're made up. These are just, this is a courtroom drama, really orchestrated to hinder Trump's campaign, to get him bogged down in the court system and court dates that he's not free to go out and campaign to be the next president. So remember, alleged means it's not you've been proven guilty of anything. It's just that someone says that you are, and now it's up to the state to approve it. So I just want to make sure I echo that, and let's go back.
Coming from. I want to emphasize that I'm not absolving Trump from anything. I'm not trying to paint him as some good guy who's being victimized. That's not what this is about. What this is about is the end game, and people now willing to see the forest from the trees, understanding the damage that can ultimately be caused. You want Trump gone? Beat him. Beat him. Period. Didn't Roe v. Wade get overturned? Isn't there millions upon millions of women out there who are diametrically opposed to that decision? Wasn't it Trump initially bragging, the one that was bragging about how he was responsible for the overturning of Roe v. Wade? Able to have an abortion.
Okay, so you see Stephen A's point. Okay, if you believe abortion is the thing that's gonna get you guys over the finish line to beat Donald Trump, then hang your hat on that. Hang your hat on this great economy that you claim we have. Hang your hat on this inflation rate that you say is going down. Hang your hat on Americans are doing better than they were 4 years ago. If you believe that, hang your hat on that. If the Democrats really believe that Joe Biden is all that they say he is, then run on abortion, run on a great economy, run on Americans are better than they were 4 years before, run on national security, run on the fact that there's no problems at the border, run on that. But beat him fair and square. Why use the court system? Why take a misdemeanor and turn it into a felony? Why try to take these bogus cases and hang around Trump's neck so you can get a forfeit win, or you can eke out a win because you got him so tied down in litigation? Because of course that is the purpose. The purpose is to hamstring Trump so that they can get a default win. But I'm going to tell you, Trump is so resilient. He is not going to give up. He is not going to cave in. He is not going to quit. They ran up against the wrong one, baby. So beat him fair and square. Okay, let's go back.
These are the kind of things that Trump has been involved with. You've got that going on. You've got an economy that the Democrats want to say is thriving.
Yeah, right.
We've got an inflation issue that they say is not really an issue. You're just miscalculating what's really transpiring.
Out of control, out of control. It's out of control. It's out of control. It's out of control.
We've got an unemployment rate worthy of being stomached. It's not bloated.
Right. Okay.
What's the problem?
Yeah, what is the problem?
Do you know what kind of position you're putting yourself in if you're the Democrats? Listen to me, my liberal fellas and ladies. Listen to me. Did it ever occur to you? Border issues here in the States, Texas, Florida, California, violence in the streets of New York, LA, folks committing crimes and they out of jail the same day. Is it possible that it could be perceived that you're going after Trump using lawfare because you can't beat him, because you know the issues don't favor you?
Bingo! Bingo! That is. That's it. Did you notice what Stephen A. Smith did? He delineated all the reasons why they are afraid of Trump. They know the border is an issue they can't run on. They know the economy is an issue they can't run on. They know law and order is an issue they can't run on. So they know they can't beat him on the issues. So they gotta use other means. They gotta make up these fraudulent charges. They gotta manipulate the DOJ. They gotta use the DOJ. They gotta use all these just fraudulent DAs to manipulate these cases against Trump. They know they can't run on the issues because when you try to compare Biden's administration with Trump's administration, there's no comparison. People were enamored with Trump's administration. Money was flowing. People were genuinely on a euphoric high. People were glad to go to work. People were glad there was not worrying about wars and fights and all this, because Trump, when he came to the podium to give a speech to tell you what's going on in the economy, he came with authority. He came with boldness. He came with confidence. And people could feel it. Listen, they could feel Trump. And that's why even now they're afraid of Trump, because they know the people can feel him. When he comes in the room, energy it just disperses from Trump. There's a story in the Bible, I believe it's Mark chapter 5. It says a woman with the issue of blood. She had heard about Jesus, and she said, if he ever comes back to town, I'm going to go and I'm going to touch him. I'm going to get healed. And it said when Jesus came back one day, he came back to town, and she heard Jesus came, and she snuck through the crowd, and he touched his garment. She touched his garment. And Jesus looked around and said, who touched me? Who touched me? And the disciple says, Jesus, everybody touching you. What you mean, who touched you? Jesus says, no, somebody touched me, and power went out of me. Jesus says, power went out of me. I'm telling you, when Trump comes into a room, when Trump comes anywhere, it radiates energy. It radiates power. I'm not talking about he's Jesus Christ. For God's sake, some liberal going to go crazy. I'm telling you, when Trump shows up, there's a synergy. There's energy. There's confidence. He exudes confidence. He exudes authority. And you know what? People love it. You know what's more important? He's not a figure that lords it over somebody's head. He invites people to come in and enjoy the authority that he has. That's what separates Trump from other leaders. Let's go back to Stephen A.
Is that possible? Is that possible? Because see, that's the argument he's going to make.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back. Let's go back.
And why am I bringing something like this up?
Let me go back. Let me go back and let you hear
That it could be perceived that you're going after Trump using lawfare because you can't beat him.
You hear that?
Because you know the issues don't favor you.
What you say?
Is that possible?
What you say?
Is that possible?
Let me go back. What did he say? Say it again.
Crimes and they out of jail the same day.
Say,
putting yourself in, if you're the Democrats. Listen to me, my liberal fellas
listen,
and ladies. Listen to me.
Listen.
Did it ever occur to you? Border issues here in the States.
Border issues.
Texas, Florida, California.
Border. Write them down, border.
Violence in the streets. New York, LA folks committing crimes and they out of jail the same day.
That's law and order number 2. Law and order number 2.
Is it possible that it could be perceived that you're going after Trump using lawfare? Because you can't beat him? Because you know the issues don't favor you?
Hey, what you say?
Is that possible? Is that possible? Because see, that's the argument he's going to make. And why am I bringing something like this up? Well, let's count the ways. So basically, we're going to encapsulate Trump's issue this way, ladies and gentlemen. Think when you bring up these issues and you say 34 charges, don't you think it's sort of diminished the moment you say it's hush money for a porn star?
Right, yeah.
So let me get this straight. The 45th president of the United States, who's no longer the president of the United States at this particular moment, is in a courtroom today, 8 years after he was originally elected, because he facilitated hush money to a porn star. So in other words, I screwed around with a porn star and I didn't want nobody to know. Y'all don't remember Gary Hart and some of the lies he was willing to tell? He wasn't the only one. Y'all remember Bill Clinton? I have never had sexual relations with that woman.
They don't remember Bill Clinton.
Y'all remember that?
They don't remember Bill Clinton.
Lying under oath?
They don't
remember that?
No.
No sexual relations?
No.
You really gonna push this where a state like New York has a former president in a courtroom because he paid $130,000 in hush money through an intermediary who happened to be his lawyer, Michael Cohen, to keep a porn star's mouth shut about the fact that they got loose with each other. Because he didn't want that to taint his campaign. So all I want to say is,
okay, hold on. Let me test it. Okay. Let me say this without a doubt. I'm against adultery. I'm against fornication, sex outside of marriage, anything that would hinder a marriage from flourishing the way that God created to flourish. I'm definitely against it. I oppose it. But, men sin. Let's face it. David, who was called a man after God's own heart, sinned with Bathsheba. And men sin. And as Stephen A. so eloquently said, if a man loves his wife, but has an extramarital affair with, a hook, a prostitute, a playgirl, a lady of the night, whatever, and he don't want it to be discovered, he don't want his wife to know, and he's got money, he can pay the woman to say, I forgot about we ever slept together. If you give me money, I will be quiet. You ain't gonna hear from me. He had the money. How is that illegal? That's illegal. This man had a lawyer and he talked to quote unquote Stormy Daniels, that's what's alleged, and said, hey, I don't want my wife to know about this. So I'm willing to give you $130,000 if you just forget the whole thing. So he used his lawyer to make the payment. But now, because he ran for president, they were looking for dirt and they found out about the NDA, non-disclosure agreement. So now they're saying, oh, he tried to hide it so he can run for president. How is that a crime? How is that a crime? No, that's between him and his wife. They're trying to make this into something that they didn't. And it's really just wasting time. Anyway, I'll go back to Stephen A. Smith because I get frustrated if I keep talking about that old dumb issue. Let's go here with Stephen A.
He got with a porn star.
Yeah, he did.
And tried to hide it while he was campaigning for the highest office in the land.
Right.
And that's y'all case.
That's y'all case. That's their case.
It's much ado about nothing.
Hey, what the man said, is that y'all case? That's the case? That's it? He tried to keep a porn star quiet, not by beating her up, not by threatening her life. Listen, he didn't threaten her life. He didn't beat her up. He didn't say, I'm going to, spread lies and rumors on you. He gave her $130,000. What is wrong with y'all? What? That's a crime. That's a crime. Say, hey man, I did you wrong. If you forget about it, I give you $100,000. You're like, hey man, fine, dude. I'm done. We cool. As far as Stormy should have been concerned, we cool. But hey, this is where we are right now. Contracts don't mean nothing. NDAs don't mean nothing. People, our court systems, stuff is turned on its head. Stuff is just crazy now. Don't trust anybody but the Lord. I'm telling you, at this time, don't trust anybody but God. I'm just putting it out there. Some of y'all gotta understand that. Anyway, go ahead, Stephen A.
To my liberal friends out there, all you're doing is showing that you're scared you can't beat them
Hey,
on the
hey,
issues and the merits.
yes,
That,
hey, hey. The only thing you guys are doing is showing you can't beat Donald Trump. You can't stop Donald Trump. You tried for the last 6 years to stop this man. You would think they would have learned by now. They impeached him twice. They used who's that old guy that they tried to, throw him under the bus. They couldn't. They have nothing. No matter what they try, this guy won't stop. They're pulling their hair out. He's not going to give up. You know you can't beat him. You know you're not going to beat him. Even if you imprison Donald Trump, he's going to be the president in prison. How about that? I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see.
that's why he keeps saying it's a political campaign against me. That's why he keeps saying they can't beat me at the election, at the polls. This is the only way they could do it. And if you don't put him in jail, and he still goes from being the presumptive GOP nominee to the official GOP nominee, and he goes to the polls, even though he was going to whine about winning and being rigged again, you have given more fodder to that argument, which means we'll never have peace in this country because tens of millions of people see what extent the other side is willing to go through just to keep him out of office because they can't beat him on their own merits.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Now that was another very, very strong point Stephen A. Smith made. The Democrats are underestimating the American people. In their delusion, they're thinking that they control the media and they think that the American people will turn a blind eye to the fact that they are using the legal system, lawyers on the take, DAs on the take, to undermine Trump's presidential campaign. They are thinking people are not going to understand what they're actually doing. Well, if you look at the polls over the last, say, 3 months, the polls show every time they indict Trump, every time Trump goes to court to answer an indictment or go to a trial, his popularity goes up, and the people who see what's happening to him say they're more committed to helping him than they ever were before. And even new people who voted against him in 2016 and 2020 say that they cannot believe the lengths that the Democrats are going to try to stop him. And so there must be something that the Democrats are hiding because of the lengths that they're going to prevent Donald Trump from being the 47th president. They are going to push him right into the presidency, and they don't even know it. That's one of the things that Stephen A. Smith is saying, that they are underestimating the intellectual savvy and the political understanding of the American people, that they can't see at face value how the Democrats are using the courts and the Department of Justice to hinder Trump's campaign. Oh, they see it. And Stephen A. Smith knows they see it. And he's letting the Democrats know it's going to cost you guys, because you're playing a game that you think you're winning, but you're not winning. Donald Trump is the one who's currently winning. Let's go back to Stephen A. and we'll go ahead and try to close out. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go.
And they're going to say, hey, you trumped this up against them again.
Power on.
And we'll have no peace. When all you got to do is figure out a way to beat them.
Bluetooth connected.
On the issues. But you haven't been able to do it. What a damn shame.
All you got to do, Democrats, is figure out how to beat Donald Trump. But you don't have his charisma. You don't have his je ne sais quoi. You don't have his confidence. You don't have his boldness. You don't have the sway he has with the American people. And you know you don't. I'm going to speak to the independents. Those who've never voted before, those who have voted, those who are on the fence. Look at 2016 to 2020 up to the pandemic. Think about, go pull out some of your old bills, pull out some of your old grocery bills, pull out some of your energy bills, put out gas receipts. Think about the peace that was in your home when Donald Trump was in office prior to pandemic. Now, this is prior to pandemic. How the economy was rolling like thunder. The Democrats are trying to sabotage Trump's campaign because they know they can't beat him on the issues. He was great with the American people. He had a great plan for the economy. He had a great plan for standing against our enemies, foreign and domestic. He was able to relate to the people. He believes in law enforcement, and he stands up for our police. Right now, we got a choice to make in November. We all see what they're trying to do to Donald Trump. Stephen A. Smith already told the Democrats, y'all fighting a losing cause. Y'all can't win. You can't win. Isn't that what Rocket's wife told him? You can't win. In this case, no, they really can't win anyway, not without cheating. Anyway, I wanted to give my take on what Stephen A. Smith said, and hopefully this is going to encourage Trump supporters to pray for him, to stand with him, and know that we don't need to give up. We need to continue to support Donald Trump, because we will have the victory if we continue to press forward by faith. Again, this is Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy. Hey, thanks for tuning into the channel. Hey, God bless you and keep you. Until next time, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Keep praying for Donald Trump, and expose the lies that the Democrats try to spread all over this nation. May God bless you and God keep you. Till next time, have a blessed day in Jesus' name.